as you know, if you are a regular listener to this program, we are not big fans of Uber and the Uberization of the American economy or the world economy. We are not big fans of the so-called sharing economy, in which people are not really sharing. They're being hired out, often at less than reasonable or decent wages for a task-based employment. We think that our social standards, our working standards need to adapt to these new technologies. We think there is a lot of cynicism and exploitation behind the concept of the so-called sharing economy. But this one kind of takes the cake for us. This is a new one. Uber has hired, as many people know, former Obama White House insider David Plouffe in order to help it get political leverage so that its flouting of regulations can become the new normal. They've been very aggressively doing so in the city of New York. And now, as Adam Johnson has pointed out in alternate.org, they have taken the fight one step further by trying to link it to the struggle for racial equality. In fact, they even got a bishop based in Brooklyn to somehow claim that the police killings of black men, like Eric Garner, who was killed in police custody in Staten Island slightly over a year ago, that somehow that was the result of, quote unquote, a lack of jobs, suggesting that Uber might be the answer. The bishop, Gerald Seabrook, said, quote, "If Garner had a job today, he would be alive." We're talking economics here. We're talking jobs. Well, number one, I think one of the main points of Black Lives Matter is that it's not just economics. It's the human valuation of a black life in this society means a lot less on a human level. That's why people say Black Lives Matter. That's what I've been told. That's how I've been educated to this issue. That is what I understand. But let us talk the economic aspect of this issue. Is Uber really the answer? As people may remember, when Eric Garner died on Staten Island, he was being arrested, one might say, hassled, street hassled, as he had been before, for allegedly selling loosies. For those who don't know, loosies are individual cigarettes. According to the story, he was supposedly selling loosies on the street when he was approached by the police, a confrontation which ended in his death. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is, why was he selling loosies? Well, if in fact he had been, according to news reports, employed by the city of New York as a horticulturalist. Now, that's the kind of job that people need in order to get out of poverty and into the middle class. Those are the kinds of jobs we need. I would put to you, dear listener, that in fact, if there is any way to describe the so-called sharing economy of Uber, it is the mechanization of loosies. It is loosies as a business model. It is loosey driving if you work for Uber. It is loosey tasking if you work for TaskRabbit or any of these other firms. It is loosey shopping if you work for Instacart. You could call the so-called Uber economy or the gig economy or the sharing economy, you could call it the loosey economy. It is not the key to rebuilding the middle class. It is not the key to justice, economic or otherwise. It is the key to servitude for millions of Americans. We need to create real jobs with real security so that people can feel secure in their real lives.